squash field. There's the spaghetti. It's almost ripe. There's acorns that are just about ready here. Ready to be harvested. Giant cucumbers. Look at these things. They were huge. 4 beds of red kippolinis, 4 beds of yellows, and 4 beds of red shallots. Probably worth $20,000.
Saturday, it rained 12 inches, and the river went up really fast and really high, higher than we've ever seen it. It's just going down now. It's 8 days later. There's a field back there that we haven't been able to see yet.
In this area, what was most significant is what happened to the organic vegetable farmers, because they tend to grow in the bottomland. It's the richest soil, it's the lightest soil, easiest to work with. And so we had a 100-year flood, and many of them lost most of their livelihood for the summer.
You know, the driftless, the Ingalls, they had catastrophic. They had 4 foot of water in their packing area, if you knew that, full of mud. Jack Cadine at Featherstone, I heard he had major flooding, couldn't even get into his place.
We only had one field that didn't have any rainwater come up in it, and it's the potatoes and squash, and that's what we have left now.
The flood was a kind of icing on the cake of a whole series of events that happened through the month of August of extreme rain, rain that was 1 or 2 inches, 1 or 2 inches every few days, or a half inch. 1 or 2 inch rain, then a half-inch rain, maybe 3 days down the road, where the ground never dried up enough to be able to work to plant salad mix. They were hoping on approximately $90,000 to be made off salad greens in the fall, and now there might be none. But I would say the driftless guys and Jack Cadine, you know, and Avalanche all have tremendous operating loans. This is the time of year when you start to make money that goes into the fund to pay the operating loan, goes in to build up money for next year, that goes into the profit for the individual farmers. You know, the workers get paid. As a worker, I get paid every 2 weeks. So they all get paid. The owners don't get paid. They're either having to live off an operating loan for their own money or have money stashed from the year before, depending on the situation. So this is when people make their profit. So basically the profits, I would assume in almost all the farms, has been gone, and people are trying to make enough to pay down the bank so that they can get another operating loan to start next year.
This goes beyond just the owners, the managers. You know, some of these places hire 20, 30 people who are now, many of them, out of work.
Yellow kippolinis.
Direct seed?
Direct seed. There's a white one.
We were in the process of harvesting kippolinis and shallots. There were quite a bit that are unharvestable now, that are basically flooded out and don't exist anymore.
All of our celeriac, we were like days away from harvesting it all, and it all went underwater.
Beets, turnips, some other little things were in the flood area, probably won't be any good either. It affected parsley because of the rain. Salad mix plantings were washed out.
Water was all the way up to here.
Pretty much finished the cherry tomato crop, went underwater, and so that won't be harvested either.
And all that's left in that field now is sunchokes that didn't go underwater. Everything else was underwater for 4 or 5 days, so it's a rotten mess.
I don't know if you've ever been around things that went through a flood. There's a real stench to it, and some people might think that it's what washed down the river. I think it's more that the ground is saturated and the life in the soil is drowning. To my knowledge, most of the growers did not have insurance.
Nobody had crop insurance that I know of. The Kellums were offered crop insurance this year, and wish they would have had it cost, I think, up to $14,000 for crop insurance.
I think it's something that they just didn't see they could afford. You don't see that 100-year flood coming. What washes down the Kickapoo River in a flood? And there have been questions that have come up about, is the land certifiable next year? And those are valid questions. Our organic vegetable growers are very much wanting to go beyond what the rule is. They'll make this decision beyond organic certification, because many of them go well beyond the requirements as it is. The co-ops have started a fund drive to help the farmers.
The other stores are very supportive. In Willie Street, we'll buy squash and we'll buy potatoes wedged, and the co-ops in Minneapolis say the same way. They're all supportive. They're making calls to find out how things are. William from the Outpost in Milwaukee said, we'll buy lots from you, lots of stuff. We'll buy your potatoes, we'll buy your onions, we'll buy what you have.
What I see as the real big issue in the picture that we should all be focusing on are those tons and tons and tons of topsoil that washed down to the Mississippi. What's it going to be next year? I don't know. Are weather patterns permanently disrupted? You know, up north in the middle of the state, we have organic farmers that say they're in their 7th year of drought. Yeah, I think it's here.